More than 50,000 students, exactly. You know, that's tens of thousands of families when you think about it, affecting 104 schools. But here's the thing, Denise Juneau, the superintendent, when I asked her in here today at a news conference that ended just a few hours ago, they're talking about a 14-day calendar closure that starts tomorrow, so count 14 days from there. But will it end there?
It is going to be problematic. I mean, we have shut down the district for snow days, couple days at a time, and the impact of that even. So, I mean, 2 weeks right now is unprecedented for this district. We'll learn a lot of lessons as this 2 weeks continues, but anything longer than that, which may be what they forecasted today, we'll have to take it day by day.
Now, Seattle Public Schools has only had one staff member who has tested positive in one middle school. That school has been cleaned. They also cleaned Cleveland High School out of an abundance of caution too. But one of the things that they cited was the fact that they do want to clean their schools while the kids are out. They also say they really can't maintain social distancing. In a lot of ways, it's like a event of more than 250 people. But again, it starts tomorrow, so this is throwing a lot of people and parents really into the lurch and has them scrambling.
Yeah, we all work, so we have no daycare, nothing. So what are we supposed to do? Just stay home with the kids?
So Superintendent Juneau says, yeah, they recognize the daycare is a real issue here. Again, they're in unprecedented territory. She says when she was getting her education degree back in college, there was no chapter in the book with dealing with pandemics. Now, they are going to be offering free lunches to those kids who qualify for reduced and free lunches at 50 sites around the district. If you can get onto their website, they have all of this stuff spelled out. Meanwhile, live at Seattle School District headquarters, Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
So, Glenn, one quick question. If kids are not going to get credit if they're out 2 weeks, potentially longer, we don't know yet, what about meeting state requirements for things like graduation?
That is one of the things they are working through with the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction. Now, we were at the University of Washington last Friday. They said, look, we're going to put everything online, remote learning, but they say they can't do that here in Seattle Public Schools because there are too many kids who really do not have access to computers at home.